Hello everybody, welcome back to another video where I show you some thrift store finds that I've done recently. Well, within the past couple of months. It's like not within 1 week. Sometimes you do get lucky, but usually it takes a little while before you come across something at a thrift store that's like really interesting. First thing that I want to show you is not a planner, although the rest of them, well, not all of them, but most of them are. But this first one I think you'll want to see as well, because I know that in the planner community a lot of people like to do some crafting, some DIY stuff, and occasionally you might want to staple a few things. So what I have here first of all is a stapler from Huangchong. I'm not really sure what that name is. Couldn't quite read it very well. This is a vintage stapler, as you can see. Nice little padding in the bottom right there. And at first I thought, oh, this looks kind of funny. I thought, interesting color. It must be old because this orange is very 60s, 70s type of thing. And I didn't really notice anything unusual. I just thought it looks interesting. I'll grab it because I like old funny things. And this one kind of felt special somehow. But then I noticed that there are a bunch of these on the outside. Can you see that? Normally you have just this one when you staple and then it goes right there. But there's also this one and there's these as well. So that meant that something had to be different about this. Now first I thought it had to do with this button, but this is just for putting staples in. When you press this it goes whoop, like that. See, it just lines up right there. And they're supposed to go in here. At least this is the only way I figured out that you can actually put the staples in, because it pushes it forward like that. So there you go. So that's not it. But what you need to do, what you need to know about this stapler is that you can turn the top half like so. And now you can staple it like this. And then you're like, why is this interesting? Well, if you have a piece of paper, like a small booklet or something that you want to staple, you want to staple them along the spine, which is over here. I didn't fold these quite right, did I? Oh, that actually is just the way that they came out of the store, like that. There you go. So you open that up and you want to staple here and here. Then all you need to do is just shove this thing to the position where it needs to be. And then you can see that you can staple it along the spine because you've turned it, which is super handy. Shall I do that here? Sure, why not? It has staples in it, so why not? So you got one over there, and then you can turn it around, do it on the other side. The fold is not helping. But there you go. So now you have a staple along the spine, and now you have a little booklet. So that's amazing. So that is what this one does. I'm not sure if there are modern staplers that do that. I know that there are super long staplers that can just reach all the way to the point where you want to staple. I don't know too many staplers that turn, so I thought this was a nice solution without having to keep something in your storage that is huge, because a regular long stapler, they're about this long usually. And yeah, this one was a little bit more practical and also kind of fun because I didn't even know that it did that. So that's just a bonus on top of just having your fun looking stapler. So there's that. Then I have an interesting thing that I'm not entirely sure what you guys will make of it. So I'm always looking at the planner section because that's just something that I do. And I was looking there the other day and I saw this. And I was like, okay, this is one of those things that you put on your desk, and then you have like like if you fold it up like this, and you can take a look what day it is, and then like that, like a week thing. But it's actually set up like a regular planner that you would take with you, because as you can see, you have to write it like this. Now it's super old. It's from like 1993, this insert. That means the planner itself is at least from 1992, probably. And I've been looking and there isn't too much in here. There's one note that I saw, which was somewhere, what was it, in November or something? There we go. Admittance to hospital on November the 10th of 1994. And that's the only thing that's in here. There isn't anything else. And you got this tab called action schedule. You got a tab called notes, and you got these notes, interesting things over here to take notes on if you wanted, and a bunch of address books, sheets, that are super empty as well. So that's the only thing that's in here. And I'm like, why would you want an agenda that is so heavy? You're not going to take this with you. It's super heavy, and I don't know why it would be like this. I've not seen them like these before, but that's why I brought it with me, because whenever I see something unusual, I'm like, I need to bring that, because who knows when you're ever going to see something like this again. And I'm thinking that it might have been from some religious organization, because normally you have like certain holidays that are like mentioned. Is this one out of alignment? No, it's just me turning pages badly. Usually there are some holidays mentioned, but there are all of the religious holidays mentioned in here, and also birthdays of the royals, which I thought was interesting. Let's see if I can find one real quick. Advent Sundays also mentioned here. Most of them don't say that. Got some holidays here. 10th of December, Day of the Rights of Mankind, another Advent Sunday, another Advent Sunday. Here we go, 25th of December, birthday of Prince Bernard Jr. Alright, see, if you didn't know that, you wouldn't be able to send him a card in time. And there's some of this. Let's see if we can find another birthday real quick. 19th of January, birthday of Princess Margaret. So it just keeps going on like that. So it has the royal birthdays and a lot of extra holidays, like Christian holidays that we normally don't see in our agenda. So I thought that was very interesting. So it might have something to do with like that or something like that. And I think somewhere it also mentions a specific event that happens in one town. So it may be from that town, but then I have to go quickly look for that. I don't know, I think it might not be a specific place after all, because I see here that on the 8th of October it's Alkmaar's Ontzet. I don't know if that's like a liberation thing, but on the other side you also have that for Leiden, so it's not like specifically for Alkmaar. I think they mentioned Groningen as well. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting things mentioned in here, but nowhere does it say who made this. The rings don't say that. The thing itself has no... If you want to order a new one, go to this website, like you usually see that. Or even just a card that says go and send this in to get another one for next year. Usually there is something like that, but I don't see anything close to that. And like I said, the rings don't say anything either, except that they are from... that's going to be visible on the other side. They are 10 shun, but that's all she wrote. And underneath that it would say patent pending, but then I have to flip it over to the other side. So hope you guys can see that. It says 10-shun and then TM for trademark. But that is all I can see of it. There's nothing else here that tells us what it is, who it's from. I just know that it's super heavy and durable, and all they wrote in it is the day that they went and got admitted to the hospital, and that's it. So who knows who this belonged to, what it was like, or where it was used mostly, because this looks very specific. You're not going to put this in your bag and drag it with you every day. So there's that one. Then I have a couple of interesting ones, starting with this one. Now, I put the pen in here myself. This is another planner, nice and thick, definitely feels like leather. And you think success agenda, Filofax maybe, or Kalpa planner, but nope. It is a time fax, and it says so right here, and also on the rings. The rings also say it. I'm gonna have to open it up to show it to you. You can see in the rings there, I hope you can see that anyway, that says time fax. I've tried to look up this brand, and I only managed to find a record of somebody copyrighting the name, but that has expired. So if you want to start a new planner brand and you think this is a good name, I think that's a possibility now, because they no longer have that copyright. And that is all I could find. Even the website, like the owner, basically, the name of the people that own it, I couldn't find anything on them either, other than another attempt at copyrighting some other type of business that I also couldn't find. So some people have started a company for a planner, and they were around for a while, and then they weren't. And I saw no websites, active anyway for this brand, so I thought that was kind of interesting. But they do have their own inserts. You can see their name right here, International Merchandising, and they were from Oostgeest in the Netherlands, so that's cool. Put this thing on the rings if you can. And then of course we have the no particular name brand ruler over there. So that's nice. It's got a couple of card slots here. It's got a full-length pocket there with nothing in it. I check them all the time, but there's nothing to be found. Other side we have one full-length pocket. There we go. We have one pen loop, which is inward facing. It's kind of loose. It's definitely not elastic. It looks like they just took a strip of this leather, just sewed it on there real quick, and it's stretched over the years a bit, and these pens fit quite nicely. This is a Pilot Friction 0.7. Fits well, and this thing is super in the way. I hate that. So I might put this on a different page if I do start using it, because it gets stuck on the pockets, which is really annoying. So there is this Timefax. Now this I found at a thrift store. Oh, who's the thing from? It looks like it says Fiocchi, Italy, whatever that is. Can you guys see that? Like on the thing itself, Fiocchi, Italy. Never heard of them, but that's apparently who this is from. At least this one is, so that's nice. This one I found at a thrift store, and then I was like, what is this brand? I need to figure out if I can find another one, and I found one currently. I think there is another one currently on sale, but it looks very much similar to this one over here, so I didn't feel like buying a second one. So this is another Timefax. This one says finest quality luxury leather lines, craftsmanship, let's say. Great. Yeah, so this is another Timefax right here. This one had a lot more inserts in it. This has a one pen loop also pointing inward. This is a very thin strap of whatever is the outside. This feels more like cloth than leather. It's very thin in any case. So there's two full-length pockets here, some stickers that were already in it, and the Timefax insert, of course. A whole bunch of these things were all in there. And then there's this one, long pockets, short pocket. This stuff is letting go. The rings just say Timefax as well. Oh, can you see that? I'm trying to bend it back so you can kind of see. So this one says Timefax. Very nice. I turned it over there and there was somebody's name and address in there, so we don't really want to show that on camera. These inserts look a little bit like Filofax, but they don't actually say anything, so I'm not sure where this is from. It's just like they also have this pink paper. Filofax tends to have colored paper inserts as well for certain things, projects. Okay, I think I've just kind of stuck things in here from a whole bunch of different inserts that this thing came with, was because it wasn't just one insert. They gave me the agenda, and then there was already something in it, but also a whole bunch of boxes of different types of inserts from the HEMA and other types of things, and I just kind of started combining them because I like to stuff them full of stuff. So we have a good stuffed planner here. That's why we have 3 rulers. So, and then up front here we have this plastic receipt holder. Now, personally, I never put receipts in here. I wouldn't be able to get them back out over here. I don't think that would be very handy, to be honest, because it's so closed. Anyway, 4th ruler, because of course we can. And then there's just this one notebook number, nobody knows. And again, publishers International Merchandising from Oostgeest, but that's all we have. So there is that. There was one on sale, I think, currently on a secondhand website, but the rings don't say Timefax, at least from what I could tell. And if I'm going to pick up another one of these, I want the rings to also say Timefax, so I know for a fact that it's not just a regular brand like no name and it has a Timefax insert. That would be kind of a waste of my time, but you know, the quality wise they're not super great. It's more like a weird collection thing that I'm guessing I'm starting, because this is a brand that is no longer around. So there's that as well. Next, I have one of those success agendas that I was talking about the first time that I talked about success agendas, how they have like a certain branding or rebranding, I guess, to make things more new and fresh for the young generations. And this is one of them. It is called New Me, and this is all plastic strips that have been woven together to form this very interesting pattern here. I think I'm holding it upside down. Yes, there you go. This is the front. This popper is from Kwanyong, I think. Similar to, is that you? Maybe the same brand. I don't know. Anyway, so this is a kitchen one, as you can see, because there's the label right there. And Kitchen has all of these crazy designs. I've seen a few of them out there at the moment as well, and they're all blindingly colorful like this one. It's definitely a choice, and if you like it, then this is great for you, and if you're not a super big fan of it, then this probably looks horrible. I think it's kind of funny. I don't think I'll be using it. This is another full-length pocket and a short one. Can I get it open all the way to the corner? If I could, that'd be great. It's kind of tight, but then they always are. Whole bunch of card slots right here, and another full-length pocket right there. And that is you, and the rings appear to be even, so that's good. Oh, and there you go with the success agenda icon right there, so you know that it's success agenda. They're quiet to open and reasonably snappy to close. Of course, the camera doesn't actually like give you the actual audio. Whenever the camera hears something that's super sudden, it tends to damp the sound a bit. So the opening was quiet, reasonably quiet. People would hear it, but it wouldn't be a bad thing. And this is a bit of a high-pitched sound, a bit loud, but not super disturbing, so there's that. Anyway, so this is all plastic. Questionable how long it will last, but if you're just looking for a fun agenda for like a year or 2 or 3, maybe 5, if you're taking good care of it, then this will be for you. These are all strips of plastic, as I said, so if one of them breaks, then the entire thing comes apart, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I do like the colorful design. So I found that one. And then another one before I go on to the last thing. It's not a planner, but I did want to bring it with me because I just really like the design. And it was super cheap for what it is. So I found this wallet here, which is made out of ostrich leather. This is not cow leather made to look like ostrich leather. This is actual ostrich leather. And how you can see that is because if you look at these bumps here, I don't know if you guys can even see that. So these bumps are where the feathers of the ostrich used to go into the skin. And if you look at one of these designs, ostrich leather ones, the actual ones have little tiny dots inside of these bumps, because that's where the feather actually sat. And it's just the area that, like the goosebump area, so to speak. That's the big bump, and then there's a small hole there where the feather actually used to be connected or went into the skin. So that's how you can kind of tell whether it's actually ostrich leather or not. So this is a wallet. It's kind of old, as you can see. There's like a bit of copper oxidization going on over there. And when you open it up, you have a whole bunch of these bill folds, 1, 2, 3 of them. You have a longish pocket down there, and you have 2 small pockets down here, so that's interesting. Has a bit of a smell, but I think it's such a nice billfold. If you don't tend to like carry coins, then this would be a good option. You can just keep your receipts here and your bills here, or your money here, so it's quick to grab, and then all your receipts and stuff and notes in here. That'd be nice as well. It's super supple, very nice to handle, so I think that is nice. I might sell this, but if I'm gonna sell this, then I'm gonna have to find some way to get the musty smell out of it, because that's the only thing that makes me go, I don't know if I want to sell this to somebody, because they might be a little disappointed by that. But other than that, it looks and feels great, so there is that. Then lastly, last time when I introduced my Found Effects stack, I called one of them a Windsor, but that turned out to be a Winchester. But the other day I went to a secondhand store that I hadn't been to yet, and they had the actual Windsor. Ta-da! This is of course a slightly vintage Found Effects. I don't know if it's definitely a good quality one, because let's see, It does look pretty good. At least this pen loop is pointing outward, which is always nice. And let me grab that pen. This one's about the same width as a File Effects pen. Let's see if it has trouble. Nope, this one has been used quite a bit because it's super loose, as you can see. Very nice. Okay, very nice. Let's see. So, File Effects Windsor, real leather, it says, doesn't say anything about being made in England or anything, so I'm not sure where the Windsors were made. We have a bunch of inserts in here. I did page through this one, and the person who used to own this, they didn't write much notes, but they did put all of their worldly information in some of the first pages, so I don't want to go there. The file effect itself, or the insert anyway, has some stains, as you can see on the edge here. I think somebody spilled some coffee and it ended up also going against this paper, or on the paper. Other than that, yeah, there's definitely some, somebody's been playing with some paint and then occasionally getting it splashed on the file effects. This one says 1994, the insert's from 1994. Means the planner is probably going to be a little older than that. Usually they have an older insert as well. We have a world map here. Ta-da! With time zones as well, can be very useful. I think that's all the maps we have, and this is just pages for addresses. I think they took all the addresses out, which is just as well, because you don't want to dox anybody here. So that is this Windsor, which is very fun to finally find after having said for a long time to myself and then once on video that I had a File Effects Windsor, but it's actually a Winchester. Now I have the actual Windsor here. Let's see, I didn't actually check the rings. Slight overbite on this one. Yeah, they could use a little bit of a correction, I think. They're not super bad. Like, it's not super noticeable. Like, things probably won't get too stuck on it unless you really pull it across the rings, I suppose. Oh, the rings also have a nice F on there. See that? Don't always see that. At least I usually don't. Let's see what it sounds like, actually. Okay. That's not too loud. They're pretty loud closing. Like I said, you can't hear that, but I heard that. That was pretty loud. You got your page protector, you got another one, these are really dirty, and you got your business card holder, that's about it. And then you go into the diary where I said they had a bunch of stuff which you do not want to show online. So that is the Windsor. A very interesting find, particularly because it was the first time that I went to that particular secondhand store, and that's always a nice sign, meaning that I'm going to go back there again just in case they have something like this again. Now, usually file effects don't get turned in too often, and that particular store is also a kind of place where they don't really care too much about planners and stuff like that. They're mostly into selling furniture and stuff like that, and then they have this big hall in the back with a whole bunch of rows of shelves with random stuff strewn about it. And if somebody happens to bring in a planner, then great, we're going to toss that onto a shelf. And if not, we're not going to cry about it because they don't really have like a structured section for anything office related. So it's just kind of luck of the draw then. If you walk in and you happen to see it, then you want to bring it, and otherwise someone else might grab it. But it's not like they have a specific section for it, so you gotta dig. But that's what I like about going to secondhand stores anyway. The whole treasure, or potential treasure that you might find. Put you over here. Need to glue this back on. It's kind of loose. It's something that I need to still do, as you can see. Got a couple of pins that it needs to go into. Then it kind of sits still, but I need to glue it back down. That's the only thing with that one that's kind of like a bit of an issue, but that is all of the finds and some background information and things about them. You got this metal planner, you got this new Me one from the successor gen, you got a couple of time faxes from some time in history when these were a thing and now they are not. You got a really lovely ostrich letter, wallets, billfold. You got your amazing stapler that can turn in multiple directions. I'm guessing this will like split it up. I've not used this side before. What does this side do? Let's see what it does. Oh yeah, it actually does makes it flat. Why you would want this, I don't know, but that's the thing, you can do that as well, in case you ever wanted to do that without having to do it manually. So there is that option as well. And of course, the file effects on the end. So that is it for my most notable thrift store finds. I find things all the time, but these are the ones I really want to share with you guys. I'm of course going to keep going to thrift stores so I can show you more stuff some other day. Hope you'll come and take a look at my finds then as well. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and bye bye for now.